More honors for Tyler Sash. People keep giving him keys. We'll explain.
Golf is a difficult game of skill, but one Penn freshman is making it look easy and taking home some trophies and honors. We'll explain.
Welcome to Oskaloosa Sports Pulse. I'm Jason Van Zetten.
And I'm Jason Madison.
After more than a month of having a key to New York City, Oskaloosa football star Tyler Sash gets a key to his own hometown.
Now, this past Sunday, Jay, in a celebration of community, Oskaloosa leaders honored Sash with a key to the city and highlighted him as an example of how a combination of good character, goals, and self-discipline can take you far in life. CRI's AJ Hodgman contributes to OSP and has a story.
It was an occasion unlike any other.
I don't know that it's the first in Oskaloosa's history, but it's certainly the first in mine.
Nearly 300 high school, college, and community leaders gathered in one place to recognize excellence in our community,
The character that creates.
in our youth,
We want to make sure our kids are successful and they understand what it is to work to that success.
and in our role models.
And we're just very fortunate to have someone like Tyler.
It all started with Oskaloosa's football hero, Tyler Sash, when he tweeted after the Super Bowl, "I just got a key to New York City. I don't even have a key to Oskaloosa."
As Chris Berman would say, come on, Oskaloosa!
Prompting people to ask Mayor Creutzfeldt,
Hey, Mayor, are you going to fix this?
so this celebration was planned and a key was cast. But Sash didn't want the event to be just about him.
It's not really the type of person I am, so anytime we can get others involved.
Instead, Oskaloosa High School's music and athletic programs were recognized, and so were William Penn's.
We expect nothing but better and greater things next year.
But in the end, it was Sash as the main event.
I present you with this, the key to the city of Oskaloosa. Congratulations, it's well deserved. Hopefully this opens Yarsman Bakery on Sunday mornings.
Sash received the key as a symbol of his commitment to his community and the good character he displays on and off the field, something the community strives for from all of its youth.
Oskaloosa really showcases the sort of things that we want our youth to be seen doing, and we work hard to make sure that that happens.
As for Sash, now he can finally tweet he has a key to his hometown.
Definitely going to be put on the top shelf and put the New York City key on the shelf below. You know, this is where I'm from, always be from here, and be from the state of Iowa, and I'm happy to represent the state of Iowa.
In Oskaloosa, AJ Hodgman, OSP.
Thanks, AJ. Also at the ceremony, Mayor Creutzfeldt declared March 25th, 2012 Tyler Sash Day here in Oskaloosa. Earlier this week at the Capitol, Sash was introduced to the House and the Senate, then met with Governor Branstad in private, where the governor declared March 27th Tyler Sash Foundation Awareness Day.
Sash received a key of brass. Another Oskaloosan received honors for his work with his irons. Oskaloosa Jeff Smith was selected by the Iowa High School Golf Coaches Association as one of the 4 inducted the organization's Hall of Fame. The ceremony was held March 9th in Ames as part of ISU's High School Golf Clinic. Smith, Iowa PGA professional, owner of Harvest Point Golf Course, and was the state medalist in 1976 and 77 when he played for Oskaloosa High. Before that, the former Indian qualified twice for the U.S. Juniors, making the quarterfinals in 1975.
Now a different golf course, but another story about winners. This weekend, Penn's Lady Statesmen golf team started off their spring season at the Iowa Intercollegiate Championships. William Penn finished first out of 5 squads with a 2-day tally of 650 at the par 72 Preserve Golf Course. Fellow MCC program AIB was a distant second, 71 strokes back at 721. The title is the team's 3rd this year. Penn's 1-day score of 325, which they got on both days, ties the school's single round record from last fall. The 2-day score of 650 destroys the school's previous record by 11 strokes. Freshman Maggie Yang was equally dominant on the individual level, finishing first by 10 strokes at 151. It is her 2nd straight crown, and she did it in record-breaking fashion. The freshman snapped both the 18-hole mark and the 36-hole mark for the program. Fellow Lady Statesmen Macy Rule and Courtney Crommuller joined Yang in the top 5, finishing 4th and 5th. Rule carded a 164, while Crommuller had one more stroke at 165. Head Lady Statesman golf coach Nick Rule went on to say this about his team's first performance this spring. I am so proud of this group and how they continue to be a perfect example of a united team. It is a contagious atmosphere. They have fun, they work hard, they are dedicated, and because of that, we are tasting success. Maggie Yang began the spring season with 2 record-breaking rounds, and those efforts netted her this week's MCC Women's Golfer of the Week award. For the year, the 2-time MCC honoree owns a 79.7 scoring average over 14 rounds. She has posted 7 rounds in the 70s and has been in the top 10 in 6 of 7 events and finished in the top 5 times.
Also in Moravia over the weekend, golfing were the Statesmen, who had their best outing in several years, but it wasn't good enough to bring home the title. William Penn finished second out of 6 teams with a 2-day tally of 595 at a par 72 preserve golf course. The new league foe, AIB, held on for the team win at 582. The Navy and Gold's 292 is the program's lowest one-day score since joining the NAIA back in 2001. Freshman Shane Goldsmith paced the charge, earning runner-up honors with 1 under at 143. Junior Adrian DeVillers also placed high, taking 5th at 147. Both Statesmen and Lady Statesmen golfers take a week off before traveling to Riverside to compete in the Ashford Spring Invitational on April 6th and 7th. The tournament will be held at the Blue Top Ridge Golf Course, the host of this year's MCC's championships.
Starting this fall, all students who wish to compete in intercollegiate athletics at WPU will be required to participate in the drug screening program. The tests are completed randomly and will occur several times during the academic year. According to university officials, there are several purposes of the program, including but not limited to ensuring the health and well-being of William Penn student athletes through education, counseling, and support groups, ensuring safe, fair, and equitable competition for student athletes competing in intercollegiate athletics, maintaining appropriate standards of behavior, deterring substance abuse, and protecting the integrity of student athletes and William Penn University. To view the drug policy in its entirety, visit www.critv.org and click on the WPU drug testing news link. So Jay, with this new policy that is in effect for next year, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think, you know, when you look at the drug policies, they have drug policies everywhere else. It's time that they step up and we put a drug policy in place. NCAA, obviously Division I through III has always had that in place, and it's time for an NAI school to put that in place, and I'd like to see that.
Right, and I'm not sure if there's an issue here on campus or if this is going to be a year-round drug testing policy, but we hope to find out next when we sit down with Greg Hafner in this week's interview.
I chose William Penn for its commitment to academic excellence.
I chose William Penn for its commitment to athletics.
I chose William Penn for its commitment to diversity.
I chose William Penn to become a leader.
Why will you choose William Penn?
Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole.
The biggest stars, the classic hits, KIIC.
You know what makes spring so much fun in Iowa? The colors! Mahaska and Oskaloosa has them all in everything that's new for spring. So look over our fun and unique decorations, accents, and flowers. We have everything you need to get your home and your life in a joyful springtime mood. Shop Mahaska Drug and turn that winter drab into a dazzling array of colors and enjoy the new life all around us. Come visit us this week and take the time to look around. Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. It's big, really big.
Whoa. Sure, you can take big bites of the handcrafted quarter pounder with cheese, but soon it's half gone. What have I done, you think? Your bites get smaller as you try to savor what's left with scientific precision. And as that last bittersweet bite of 100% beef and cheese tickles over your taste buds, you think, until next time, dear friend. Until next time.
The simple joy of savoring every bite.
You know what makes spring so much fun in Iowa? The colors! Mahaska and Oskaloosa has them all in everything that's new for spring. So look over our fun and unique decorations, accents, and flowers. We have everything you need to get your home and your life in a joyful springtime mood. Shop Mahaska Drug and turn that winter drab into a dazzling array of colors and enjoy the new life all around us. Come visit us this week and take the time to look around. Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. It's big, really big.
Winter is here and they're making snow at Seven Oaks, Central Iowa's premier ski, snowboard, and snow tube area. We make snow all season long to give you the best conditions possible. Seven Oaks now has 2 triple chairlifts to get you to the top of the hill for plenty of thrills. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring a bus to Seven Oaks.
Seven Oaks, we're your destination for outdoor recreation.
Ski and save every Friday night on the Family 4-Pack. And on Sundays, kids 8 and under ski free with a paying adult. Ski Seven Oaks, an easy drive from Des Moines and Ames.
Welcome back to OSP. We're pleased to be joined by William Penn's Athletic Director, Greg Hafner. Greg, it's a pleasure to have you.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. We're here to talk about William Penn's drug policy that they're going to enact in the fall of next year. So amongst all the pros, divisions 1 through 3, and even the Olympics, they have a drug testing policy. But in the NAIA, you guys don't have to do that, and the organization really leaves it up to its members or institutions. So why is it that William Penn has decided to go this route since it's been an NAIA school since 2001?
Well, it's certainly, you know, we're not the only NAIA school that does drug testing or will do drug testing, but you know, we've talked about this for a while, and there is a lot of interest with our coaches to implement such a policy. We have full support from our coaches on what we're doing, and actually the committee that put together the policy was a group of coaches. After we got the final version of the policy together, we took it to the entire group as coaches, and they supported it wholeheartedly. So once we got that, we took it to the Board of Trustees in February. They were very supportive of what we're trying to do, and they passed it unanimously. So it's something that we want to do to give our student athletes an opportunity to say no. We know we're not going to stop drug use on campus, but at the same time, we just want to give our student athletes the opportunity to say no, because there is that chance that they'll be caught.
Right. And I know with other NAIA schools, sometimes they go with education over testing their athletes. So I know that in the past, Penn has done that, where they've educated their students, where they have Drug Abuse Awareness Week and things like that. But now you guys are taking it a step up. Has there been a history of maybe drug abuse with students that live on or off campus?
Jason, I don't think we're any different than any other institution. You know, we've had some kids that have been caught with drugs in their rooms, or you know, but we're no different. And if you read the media every day, you can see where, you know, different student athletes across the nation are getting caught doing this or that. But you know, we're not any different. But at the same time, we think we want to change the culture and the attitude a little bit, and hopefully this will help do that.
Okay. So who's going to administer these tests on campus, and where do they go after they give their urine sample? Where does that go?
Well, first of all, it's all done randomly by computer. So myself or no one is really in charge. All the coaches will submit a list of student athletes, and we will submit that to the company that we're contracting with to put those in the computer process. And then it'll all be random selection. So we hope to be able to test 80 to 100 student athletes a year. And we'll do that. They'll have to go over to Mahaska Health. We'll have a process where they'll go over there, they'll take their test. They've done that a lot with the Department of Transportation, so they're very well versed, and we did a walkthrough with them on what would be done. And so we're very confident that it will be done, and it'll be done right and very confidential. And once we, you know, submit those names to the company that's doing the actual testing, you know, if we get a positive hit, then they'll notify us of such a thing.
Right, and you said it was so random that it could be possible where one student athlete might be chosen twice or 3 times, where one might not even get picked. It's that random, correct?
That's correct. As we were talking earlier, you know, a student athlete may get picked more than once a year, which is okay. You know, that just means that, you know, it's completely random, and you know, the possibility exists where multiple times you could have to go get tested.
And you guys have kind of like a 3-strike policy in a way, and I know the severity of the backlash those students will receive from, you know, either having to go through counseling and parents being notified and missing out on portions of their season, and then possibly even having their scholarship revoked and being dropped from their particular sport. When it comes to the testing portion, the first time they're tested, that's on the university, and if they are found positive for any kind of drug, performance-enhancing drugs, is it on those student athletes to pay for that next test, that follow-up test in a way?
Well, the way it works is that, you know, we pay for the test, and if there's a positive hit, then the student athlete will be responsible for the evaluation follow-up to that. Now, all of our students are required to have insurance. They either have to have their own insurance, or if they don't have their own insurance, then they must purchase the school insurance. So either way, they should have some coverage on completing the evaluation process if they do have a positive hit. Now, so, you know, they are responsible for part of it if they are tested positive, yes.
Okay. And is there a pot of money or anything like that where these funds are coming from in order to pay for these tests?
Yeah, we have a budget for that, and you know, we've gotten that all approved. We're ready to go. It's not a great deal of money. So, you know, to test what we want to test, to get done what we want to get done, and we feel that it's very sufficient for what we need to do.
Right. And you guys are testing for more than performance-enhancing drugs. You're also testing for things like street drugs, like heroin or marijuana. Is that traditional for what you guys are trying to do here, or what other institutions are doing across the board?
Yes, it is. It's pretty standard, to be honest with you. Now, we can test for the company that does the testing, the actual testing, and does the results. You can do like a $29 test, and it includes certain things, or you can do up to a $42 test that includes more things. So we'll have to make that determination on what we want to test for. But yeah, it's very standard to be testing for things like cocaine, marijuana. Those are fairly standard things that kids will use nowadays. So yeah, that's pretty standard.
What effect do you think this drug policy will have on the student body? Because I know the majority of students here at Penn, maybe 75%, are student athletes. So what kind of effect do you think that's going to have on the student body itself?
Well, we hope it's a real positive effect, to be honest with you, Jason. We really want to, like I said previously, we want to give our kids a chance, because, you know, a lot of times, not just athletes, but kids overall, when they use drugs, it's a peer pressure thing. And we want to give them the opportunity to say, listen, I don't and can't do this just because, you know, I'm on an athletic scholarship. I don't want to lose that scholarship, or I don't want to lose game time, because you know how that goes. You know, kids don't want to, you know, be ineligible for specific games. And so hopefully it just does the job of slowing things down a little bit and giving them the opportunity to say no.
Okay. And since we're talking about the whole peer pressure aspect of things, what about those kids that aren't athletes that are here on campus? They're obviously not the ones that are going to be tested. So what are your thoughts on those individuals, that small population that aren't student athletes and that aren't being tested?
Well, you know, we can only do what we can do. Kids are going to have to make decisions. Kids make decisions all the time. You know, you were a student athlete. You know, I don't know if you had drug testing or went through that process, but you know, we can't provide for everybody. And I know that sometimes people think that we should be more responsible for all of our kids, but that's just not something that we can afford to do right now as an athletic department. And this is athletic department driven.
Are you the only institution in the MCC or the Mid-State Football Association that are doing a drug test at this point? Do you know?
No, actually, Ashford University, we looked at their policy. Waldorf, we looked at their policy. St. Francis of Illinois, they're in our football conference. We looked at their policy. So we have looked at several policies and some institutions that are currently right now doing drug testing.
You know, obviously it's the students that this is affecting mostly. Is there anything that you think that we didn't touch on that you'd like to add?
Well, it's creating a buzz on campus. The word has gotten out that the policy was passed, and actually I did talk to the football team about, Coach Todd asked me to come talk to the team before it was passed, just to give them an idea of what would happen. And I went briefly through the process with them and hope to do that with a lot of other teams, either before school is out or right when school starts in the fall. So, you know, it is creating a buzz, it's creating some conversation. That's what we want it to do, but we want to make sure that the kids have the facts and know what's going on and know, you know, that there are sanctions or things that they're going to have to be responsible for. We've already put the policy on our website, so if anybody wants to go to our website, they're welcome to look at the policy and the consent form that goes along with it. All of our student athletes will have to sign the consent form if they want to participate, and which means that they agree to be subject to the drug testing that will go on.
Okay. Well, great. We appreciate you being on this week's show. Everybody at home, we'll be right back.
You should see my bank. It can do awesome things. Mom says it's just like the Four Seasons. Always there. Helping communities grow and be a better place to live and work. All because my bank lives here too.
Live Iowa, work Iowa, bank Iowa. Member FDIC.
Bates Funeral Chapel, where community is more than just a location. Where compassion is more than just a feeling. Where history is more than just a time. Bates Funeral Chapel, where service is more than just a word.
The doctor is in and no appointments are needed. Come to Dr. Salami's today and let the doc heal your hunger. Come to Dr. Salami's for friendly staff, casual atmosphere, and good friends. When you get here, you'll be treated to affordable prices, hearty portions, and good food. So come on down to Dr. Salami's today, your place for good friends, good food, good times.
If you buy the renegade idea that investing should be discussed face to face, not just inbox to inbox.
If you believe that your relationship with your investments shouldn't be long distance.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and ThinkTime make a difference.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
Visit one of your friendly Oskaloosa reps today.
Welcome back. Over the weekend, the Statesmen baseball team blanked the V-Hawks of Viterbo in their home doubleheader Saturday, 6-0 and 3-0. Penn pitcher Jorge Quesada struck out a season-high 10 batters with a 2-hit shutout. Quesada not allowing any runs in the last 21 innings, striking out 24 and walking just 1. Not to be outdone, David Ness tossed a great outing in the nightcap. The senior had 9 strikeouts, 2 walks in his first shutout of his career. The following day, things got interesting when Viterbo put up a fight and made Penn work right off the bat. Holding the V-Hawks scoreless through 14 frames, William Penn gave up 4 runs in the first inning Sunday. Junior Brad McGuire entered the game as the relief pitcher with only 1 out in the first. The junior struck out 5 and walked 1, surrendering 4 runs over 8 innings. In the loss, Stanley Muller looked like he was having batting practice Sunday. Muller finished 5 for 6, tying a school single-game mark that has stood since 1999. The junior had 3 singles, 2 doubles, and scored 3 times.
The Statesmen then hit the road Tuesday to face MCC defending champion Iowa Wesleyan for a single game. William Penn, winners of 9 of its 11 last games, knew if it won this matchup, it would boost the team into sole possession of second place in the league behind St. Ambrose. And Old Willie P did just that. Senior Stanley Moeller continued his hot hand at the bat with a 3-for-4 showing. Fellow senior Evilio Ahumada went 2 for 3. The rest was left up to the strong pitching performance of starter Danny Irisi and reliever Jorge Quinzada. Irisi went 7 1/3 inning, allowing just 2 runs, 1 earned on 5 hits. Quinzada replaced him in the 8th and finished off Iowa Wesleyan for his first save. He struck out 3 while giving up just 1 hit on 1 2/3 frames. William Penn travels to St. Louis, Missouri this weekend to play Harrisville State in 2 non-conference doubleheaders.
Changing over to softball, sophomore pitcher Jennifer Whitehead had an awesome second week on the mound as she was named MCC Pitcher of the Week again. Whitehead was 2-0 last week as William Penn opened its league slate with wins on 3 of 4 contests. The sophomore started out with a 2-hit shutout against Mount Mercy last Wednesday where she struck out 9, walked 3 in the victory. Not completely on her game Sunday, the southpaw allowed 8 hits but only 1 run in a tough outing. She recorded 4 strikeouts with 1 walk. In 79 innings of work, she has 49 strikeouts against 22 walks, and opponents are hitting just .237 against her.
Nice job.
This Tuesday, Whitehead and the rest of the Lady Statesmen return to the Diamond to host Grandview, where Jennifer Whitehead cruised through the first 6 frames but ran into trouble in the 7th. But with the tying run at third base, the go-ahead run at second, the sophomore got the ground out to Ashley Stream at shortstop to end the game. William Penn won by scores of 4-3 and 3-2. Now are a game ahead of the Vikings for second in the league race. Whitehead moved to 7-6 on the year, and she is over 500 for the first time this season. This week's MCC Pitcher of the Week struck out 5 and walked 1. The Lady Statesmen out hitting their foes 6-4, including 2 each by Ashley Dennis and Kaya Lewis. William Penn remains home this week, hosting the MCC's first challenge weekend Saturday and Sunday at the Lacey Softball Complex. The Lady Statesmen play twice Saturday, meeting Clark at 11 a.m. and Iowa Wesleyan at 1:15.
That's it for this week's show. Be sure to catch replays of OSP Fridays at 10 p.m., Saturdays at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., and 10 p.m., as well as Sundays at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and 10 p.m. here on MCG Channel 7. And if you're surfing the web, you can watch us and the rest of the CRI team online at www.critv.org.
Before we go, we're going to talk about NBA Clipper Blake Griffin getting mowed over by New Orleans Hornet Jason Smith. The Hornets forward was suspended for 2 games this week for that flagrant foul.
Let's take a quick look at Griffin as he heads to the hoop to dunk when Smith trucks him. The incident in which Smith made excessive contact with the upper body of Griffin occurred with 4 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter of the Hornets' 97-90 win. Smith was ejected from the game. Now, Jay, the fact that he was ejected, do you think when you saw that play, was it too excessive? I mean, you saw his legs fly up in the air. Was it acting, or do you think Griffin was hurt after he got up and he was limping?
I mean, obviously there's always some level of acting when we take a look at this, and you're always wanting to draw the foul. But, you know, how long are you going to let this guy do this? You know, if I'm sitting down there, I'm not going to let this guy come down and, you know, dunk on me and then have it be on ESPN 20 times over. I might as well take the 2-day suspension and say, hey, you know, thanks, but let's try it again.
Right, so, I mean, in a way, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you're saying it's okay for you to cause maybe bodily harm on another athlete, especially in a so-called I mean, it's a contact sport, but it's not football. And that's exactly what Jason Smith did. He came down there and he cleared them out as if they had pads and a helmet on.
That's what I want to see, more hockey and more bounties for NBA players. For Jason Madison, I'm Jason Van Zetten. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode of OSP.